All children, except one, grow up. They soon know they'll grow up, and this was the way Wendy knew. One day when she was 2 years old, she was playing in the garden, and she plucked a flower and ran with it to her mother.
That's a pretty flower for you.
Oh, thank you, my dear. Sweet Wendy. Why can't you remain like this forever?
This was all that passed between them on the subject, but after that, Wendy knew that she must grow up. You always know after you're 2. 2 is the beginning of the end. Well, Mr. and Mrs. Darling loved their Wendy very much. Mrs. Darling was a lovely lady with a romantic mind and a sweet, mocking mouth. Mr. Darling was one of those deep ones who knows about stocks and shares. After Wendy, they had 2 other children. As they were poor, due to the amount of milk the children drank, they had for a nurse a prim Newfoundland dog called Nana. From time to time, the employment of Nana was a subject of discussion at the Darling house.
You know, my dear, I wonder if having a dog for the children's nurse is quite proper.
What on earth is improper about Nana?
Well, I do wonder what the neighbours think, you know. I mean, she is a dog, after all.
Oh, but quite an unusual dog, and so kind and loving to the children.
Yeah.
She never forgets John's sweater on his soccer days,
Oh.
and she watches the children's behaviour so closely when she walks them to school. I don't see how we could expect more from her.
Oh, well... Oh, you're right, and I do admire her very much. It's just that... well, never mind.
The Darling family was a happy one. There never was a simpler, happier family until the coming of Peter Pan. Mrs. Darling first learned of Peter when she was tidying up her children's minds. If you could keep awake, but of course you can't. You'd see your own mother doing this, and you'd find it very interesting to watch. Good mothers rummage in their children's minds when they're asleep, to put things in their proper places.
My goodness, who is Peter? I don't know Peter, and yet here he is, not only in Wendy's mind, but in John's and Michael's too. He's right here, mixed up with schoolwork and funny songs and playing house. Can't imagine who he could be.
I don't know if you've ever seen a map of a person's mind. There are lines and roads, and it all looks very confusing. And in the innermost part of the mind is the Neverland. The Neverland is always more or less an island, with astonishing splashes of colour here and there. Even though everyone has a Neverland, although some are well hidden, the Neverlands can vary a good deal. For instance, John's had a lagoon with flamingos flying over it, at which John was shooting. Michael, who was very small, had a flamingo with lagoons flying over it. John lived in a boat turned upside down on the sand, Michael in a wigwam, and Wendy in a house of leaves, deftly sewn together. But even though the Neverlands are different, they're all somewhat similar. So Mrs. Darling had seen perplexing things in her children's minds before, but nothing that puzzled her as much as the name Peter did. As soon as she had the opportunity, she spoke to Wendy about it.
Wendy, who is Peter? His name was in your mind the other night and written in such bold letters that it seemed almost cocky.
He is rather cocky.
But who is he, my pet?
He's Peter Pan. You know, Mother.
Wendy, I really don't think that there is such a person as Peter Pan.
Yes, there is, Mother.
But I heard about him when I was young. So even if he were real, he'd be grown up by this time.
Oh, no. He hasn't grown up. He's just my size.
Well, I'll talk to your father about it.
Mark my words, it's some nonsense Nana's been putting into their heads. It's just the sort of idea a dog would have. Leave it alone, it'll blow over.
But it did not blow over. the children began relating strange adventures to their mother. Then, one day, Wendy called her mother to come and see some leaves on the nursery floor.
I can't imagine where those leaves came from.
I do believe it is Peter again.
Whatever do you mean, Wendy?
It was naughty of him not to sweep them up. Sometimes he comes and sits at the foot of my bed and plays music to me while I'm asleep.
How do you know he comes? Do you wake up and see him?
No, I just know.
What nonsense you talk, Precious. No one can get into the house without knocking.
I think he comes in by the window.
My love, it's 3 floors up.
But weren't there leaves under the window, Mother?
Yes, I suppose there are the leaves. It is possible that you weren't just dreaming.
No, I wasn't just dreaming.
Why haven't you told me all this before?
I forgot.
And Wendy hurried down the stairs to get breakfast.
Surely she must have been dreaming. But those leaves, they're skeleton leaves, and I'm sure they don't come from any tree that grows in England. Still, she must have been dreaming.
But Wendy hadn't been dreaming. The very next night, the children were once more in bed. It was Nana's evening off, so Mrs. Darling had bathed them and sung to them until, one by one, they went to sleep. And Mrs. Darling sat in the nursery by the fire and dozed off to sleep too. While she was sleeping, she began to dream of Neverland and of a strange boy who lived there. And while she was sleeping, the window of the nursery blew open, and a boy did drop on the floor. He was accompanied by a strange light, no bigger than a fist, which darted about the room like a living thing. It must have been this light which woke Mrs. Darling up.
Oh! I know who you are. You're Peter Pan.
He was a lovely boy, clad in skeleton leaves, but the most entrancing thing about him was that he had all his first teeth. When he saw Mrs. Darling was a grown-up, he gnashed the little pearls at her.
Ah! Nana! Nana, come quickly!
Luckily, Nana had just returned from her night out. She came through the door, and the boy leapt lightly through the window.
Oh, he went out the window! He'll be killed!
She ran downstairs to the front door, and looked up and down the street, and into the sky. But in the black night she saw nothing, except what looked like a shooting star. When she returned, Mrs. Darling saw that Nana was holding something in her mouth, which proved to be the boy's shadow. As he went out the window, Nana had closed it quickly, too late to catch him, but his shadow hadn't time to get out. Slam went the window and snapped it off.
This is his shadow, Nana, but it looks like the ordinary kind.
Nana had no doubt of what was the best thing to do with the shadow. She hung it out the window at once, meaning, he is sure to come back for it. Let's put it where he can get it without disturbing the children.
Oh, no, Nana, we can't leave the shadow hanging out of the window. Well, it so looks like washing and will lower the whole tone of the house. I wish I could tell Mr. Darling about it, but I don't know what he'll think. I know. I'll just roll it up in a drawer until I have an opportunity to talk this over with him.
The opportunity came a week later, on that never-to-be-forgotten Friday. As Mr. and Mrs. Darling were getting ready to go to a very fancy party, Mrs. Darling felt she should tell her husband about the boy, and so she did. Of course, he felt the whole thing was nonsense.
I'm not in the least bit concerned with any Peter Pan. What gibberish. And I do feel that Nana should be outside in a kennel where dogs belong.
And he went to Nana at once and told her that she would have to stay outside. Taking her firmly to the yard, he tied her up, in spite of Mrs. Darling's whisper that she was worried about that boy, and in spite of Wendy, John, and Michael's pleadings. Mr. Darling was determined that he would show who was head of the house, once and for all. Mrs. Darling tucked the children into their beds.
Good night, dears. I'm sure your father will be happier in the morning. I'm lighting your night lights.
Nana is barking.
I think she's angry.
No, that's not Nana's unhappy bark. That's her bark when she smells danger.
Are you sure, Wendy?
Oh, yes.
Mrs. Darling quivered and went to the window. It was securely fastened, and after all, she and Mr. Darling were only going a few houses away, yet a nameless fear clutched at her heart.
Oh, how I wish I wasn't going to a party tonight.
Can anything harm us, Mother, after the night lights are lit?
Nothing, my precious. They are the eyes a mother leaves behind her to guard her children.
And she kissed them and went downstairs to meet Mr. Darling. A slight snow was falling as they picked their way carefully down the street to number 27, where the party was being held. The children were soon fast asleep. For a few minutes after Mr. and Mrs. Darling left, the night lights burned brightly, but then they winked and blinked, and all three went out. A little light was flashing and darting about the room. When it came to rest at last, it wasn't a light at all, but a fairy. It was a girl fairy called Tinker Bell, exquisitely gowned in skeleton leaf. A moment later, Peter dropped in through the window. He'd carried Tinker Bell most of the way, and his hand was still messy with fairy dust.
Tink! Hey, Tink! Where are you? Come on, let me see you. Tell me, do you know where they put my shadow?
The loveliest tinkle of bells answered him. That's fairy language.
Oh, it's in the big box, huh? Oh, you must mean this chest of drawers. Yes, right here in this drawer. Here it is. My very own shadow. And it's not even wrinkled. Yes, Tink? Thank you very much.
He immediately thought of sticking it on with bathroom soap, and ran and got some from the bathroom, but it didn't work. A shudder passed through Peter, and he sat on the floor and cried. This awakened Wendy, and she sat right up in bed.
Boy, why are you crying?
Peter knew how to be exceedingly polite, having learned the grand manner from fairy ceremonies, and he rose and bowed to her beautifully. She was pleased and bowed to him from the bed.
What's your name?
Wendy, Moira, Angela, Darling. What's your name?
Peter Pan.
Is that all?
Yes, that's all.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
Well, where do you live?
Second to the right, and then straight on till morning.
Well, that's a funny address.
No, it isn't.
I mean, is that what they put on your letters?
Don't get any letters.
But your mother gets letters.
Don't have a mother.
Oh, Peter, no wonder you were crying. I'm sorry.
I wasn't crying about mothers. I was crying because I can't get my shadow to stick on. Besides, I wasn't crying.
Your shadow came off?
Yes.
Well, it can't be stuck on with soap. It must be sewn on.
What's sewn?
You're dreadfully ignorant.
No, I'm not.
I shall sew it on for you at once. I hope it won't hurt. It might, a little.
Oh, I won't cry.
Peter was of the opinion that he had never cried, so he clenched his teeth and didn't cry while Wendy sewed the shadow to him. Soon the shadow was behaving properly, though still a little creased.
Perhaps I should have ironed it.
Oh, how clever I am. Oh, the cleverness of me.
Oh, how conceited. Of course, I did nothing.
Oh, you did a little.
A little? If I'm no use, I can at least leave.
Wendy, don't leave. I can't help crowing when I'm pleased with myself. Wendy, one girl is more use than 20 boys.
Do you really think so, Peter?
Yes, I do.
Then I'll stay. Here, let's sit on the edge of the bed. I'll give you a kiss if you like.
Oh, what?
Surely you know what a kiss is.
I shall know if you give it to me.
Not to hurt his feelings, she dropped a thimble into his hand.
Now I shall give you a kiss, may I?
If you please.
Wendy inclined her face towards him, but he quickly pressed an acorn button into her hand.
Well, that's very nice. I'll wear your kiss on this chain around my neck.
That will be nice.
How old are you, Peter?
I don't know. I'm really quite young. Wendy, I ran away the day I was born. It was because I heard Father and Mother talking about what I was to be when I became a man. I don't want to ever be a man. I want always to be a little boy and to have fun. So I ran away to Kensington Gardens and lived a long time among the fairies.
Fairies? Really?
You see, Wendy, when the first baby laughed, for the first time, its laugh broke into 1,000 pieces, and they all went skipping about. And that was the beginning of fairies. And so there ought to be one fairy for every boy and girl.
Ought to be. Isn't there?
No. You see, children know such a lot now. They soon don't believe in fairies. And every time a child says, I don't believe in fairies, there is a fairy somewhere that falls down dead. Tinker Bell is keeping very quiet. I wonder where she is. Tink. Tink.
Oh, Peter, you don't mean to tell me there's a fairy in this room?
She was here just now. Listen. You don't hear her, do you?
The only sound I hear is like a tinkle of bells.
Well, that's Tink. That's fairy language. I think I hear her, too. Oh, Wendy, I believe I shut her up in the drawer. Oh, now, Tink, you shouldn't say such things. Of course I'm sorry. But how did I know you were in that drawer?
Now what does she say?
She says, you silly fool. She's quite a common fairy. Now she's flown down the hall.
Peter, if you don't live in Kensington Gardens now...
Sometimes I do still.
But where do you live mostly now?
With the Lost Boys.
Who are they?
They're the children who fall out of their strollers when the nurse is looking the other way. If they're not claimed in 7 days, they're sent far away to the Neverland to defray expenses. I'm captain.
What fun it must be.
Yes, but we're rather lonely. We have no female companionship. Girls, you know, are much too clever to fall out of their strollers.
I think it's lovely the way you talk about girls. John over there just despises us.
For reply, Peter rose and kicked John out of his blankets and out of bed. This seemed to Wendy rather forward for a first meeting.
That wasn't very nice, Peter. You're not the captain of this house. Well, I see that John is still asleep, so you can't have kicked him very hard. I know you meant to be kind. You may give me a kiss.
Wendy had forgotten that Peter didn't know what a kiss was. He handed her the thimble she had given him, frowning.
I thought you would want it back.
Oh, dear. I don't mean a kiss at all. I mean a thimble.
What's that?
It's like this.
Funny. Now shall I give you a thimble?
If you wish.
What's the matter, Wendy?
It felt as if someone was pulling my hair.
It must have been Tink. I've never known her to be so naughty before. She says she'll do that to you, Wendy, every time I give you a thimble.
But why?
Why, Tink? She just said, "You silly fool again." You know, Wendy, I came here at first because I wanted to listen to stories. I don't know any stories. None of the Lost Boys know stories.
How perfectly awful.
The first time I flew by your house, your mother was telling you such a lovely story.
Which one was it?
About the prince who couldn't find the lady who wore the glass slipper.
Oh, that's Cinderella. That's a wonderful story.
I didn't hear the ending.
The prince found her and married her, and they lived happily ever after.
Oh, I must go at once.
Where are you going, Peter?
I'm going to Neverland to tell the boys the ending of the story.
Oh, don't go, Peter. I know lots of stories. Oh, the stories I could tell the boys.
Well, come on then.
Let me go.
Wendy, do come with me and tell the other boys.
Oh, dear, I can't. Think of Mommy. Besides, I can't fly.
I'll teach you.
Oh, how lovely to fly.
I'll teach you how to jump on the wind's back, and then away we go. And Wendy, when you're sleeping in your silly bed, you might be flying about with me saying funny things to the stars.
Oh.
And there are mermaids in Neverland. Oh, Wendy, how we should all respect you. And Wendy, you could tuck us in at night.
Oh.
None of us has ever been tucked in at night. And you could darn our clothes and make pockets for us. We don't have pockets.
It sounds fascinating. But could you teach John and Michael to fly too?
If you like.
Michael, John, wake up at once. Peter Pan has come, and he's to teach us to fly.
John looked up from the floor where he was lying. He rubbed his eyes.
Then I shall get up. Well, look, I'm up already.
Michael was up by this time also, looking as sharp as a knife with 6 blades and a saw. But suddenly, Peter motioned for silence. They listened for sounds. Nana, who'd been barking all night, was now silent. They listened to her silence.
Out with the light. Quiet.
The door of the nursery opened, and in came Liza, the servant girl, holding Nana by the collar. She was cross because she'd been called away from making Christmas puddings when Nana interrupted her. Liza looked around at the children snuggled in their beds, looking for all the world as if they were sound asleep.
There, you suspicious dog. They're perfectly safe, aren't they? Every one of the little angels sound asleep in bed.
Nana wasn't convinced and tried to free herself from Liza's hold, but to no avail.
Stop it, Nana. I warn you, if you bark any more, I shall go straight for the master, and then you'll really be in trouble.
She tied up the unhappy dog again, but Nana didn't give up. As soon as Liza was back in the house, she pulled and strained at the chain. Frantic with worry, she gave it all her strength, until at last she broke free. In another moment she burst into number 27, and Mr. and Mrs. Darling knew at once that something was wrong at home. Without even saying goodbye, they left the party and started home, but in the meantime...
Peter, can you really fly?
Instead of answering, Peter flew around the room.
Wow! Look at that, Michael!
It looked delightfully easy, but when they tried it at first, from the floor and then from the beds, they found that they just kept dropping to the ground.
Oh, it's no use. How do you do it? You just think lovely, wonderful thoughts, and they lift you up in the air.
And he began to fly around again. Of course, he was trifling with them. for no one can fly unless the fairy dust has been blown on him. Fortunately, as we have mentioned, one of his hands was messy with fairy dust, and he blew it on each of them with superb results.
Just wiggle your shoulders this way and let go!
They were all on their beds, and gallant Michael let go first. He didn't quite mean to let go, but he did, and was immediately across the room.
I flew!
Then John let go and met Wendy in mid-air near the bathroom.
Oh, wow! How lovely! Look at me! Look at me!
Of course, they couldn't fly as elegantly as Peter, but up and down they went, round and round.
Say, why shouldn't we all go out? How long will it take to do 1 billion miles? I don't know if we should. Wendy, remember, mermaids? Oh!
It was just at this moment that Mr. and Mrs. Darling left number 27. They ran into the street and looked at the nursery window. It was still shut, but the room was ablaze with light, and they could see in shadow 3 little figures circling the room in the air.
Oh, hurry, dear. Something terrible is happening.
They could have reached the nursery in time if the stars hadn't been watching them. Suddenly, the stars blew the window open and winked a warning to Peter.
Come, Wendy. Come at once.
He soared out into the night, followed by John, Michael, and Wendy. Mr. and Mrs. Darling rushed into the nursery too late. The birds had flown.
Second to the right, and straight on till morning. That, Peter had told Wendy, was the way to the Neverland, but no one could have found it from those directions. Peter just said anything that came into his mind. The children flew with Peter on and on through the sky. They lost all track of time.
How long have we been gone, John? Do you know?
It's been dark and then light many times. I think this is the second sea and third night, but I'm not sure.
Peter would shoot away from them and go and have some adventure and come back laughing. Finally, he came flying to them.
There it is.
Where?
Look, where all the arrows are pointing.
Indeed, 1,000,000 golden arrows were pointing out the island to the children, all directed by their friend the sun, who wanted them to be sure of their way before leaving them for the night. Wendy and John and Michael all recognized it at once and felt at first as if they were returning to a familiar friend.
John, there's the lagoon.
Wendy, look at the turtles burying their eggs in the sand.
Hey, John, I see your flamingo with a broken leg.
Look, Michael, there's your cave.
And I see the smoke of the Redskin camp.
Where? Show me and I'll tell you by the way the smoke curls whether they're on the warpath.
Peter was a little annoyed with them for knowing so much, but if he wanted to lord it over them, his triumph was soon at hand. Soon the sunny arrows went, leaving the island in gloom. The children had always been a bit afraid of the Neverland in the evenings, but then it was all pretend, and it was real now, with no night lights and no Nana. They were beginning to become frightened.
Well, John, do you wish for an adventure now, or do you want tea first?
Tea first.
What kind of adventure?
There's a pirate asleep in the long grass just beneath us. If you like, we'll go down and kill him.
I don't see him.
I do.
Suppose he were to wake up.
You don't think I would kill him while he was sleeping? I would wake him first and then kill him. That's what I always do.
I say, do you kill many?
Tons.
How ripping. Perhaps we should have tea first. Who is the pirate captain now?
Hook.
Hook? We know about Hook. He was Blackbeard's bosun. He's the worst of them all.
That's him.
What's he like? Is he big?
He's not so big as he was.
Well, how do you mean?
I cut off a bit of him.
You?
Yes, me.
But I say, what bit?
His right hand.
Then he can't fight now?
Oh, he can fight. He has an iron hook instead of a right hand, and he claws with it.
Claws?
Now, there is one thing. Every boy who serves under me has to make a promise, and so must you.
All right.
It's this. If we meet Hook in open fight, you must leave him to me.
I promise.
What's that, Tink? Oh, she tells me that the pirates have sighted us and have Long Tom out.
The big gun?
That's right. They can see us because of Tink's light.
Well, tell her to put it out.
She can't. It only goes out when she's sleeping. And she just isn't sleepy now.
What can we do?
I don't know. We don't have any pockets to hide her in. Oh, I know. John's hat. We can hide her in John's hat.
What a good idea. I'll carry it.
In the black topper hat, Tinker Bell was completely hidden. She hated Wendy to carry her, though. She wanted to be carried by Peter. They flew along, and for a time it was very quiet. Then, suddenly, there was a tremendous roar.
Michael, are you shot? I don't know yet. I guess not.
They were scattered all over the sky, but none of them was shot. Wendy and Tinker Bell were far south of the rest. I don't know what got into Tinker Bell, but suddenly she popped out of the hat and began to lure Wendy to her destruction.
What do you want, Tinker Bell? Oh, I see. You want me to follow you. Peter? Where are you? John? Michael? I guess I'll have to follow Tinker Bell. I don't know where the rest of them are. Yes, Tink. I'm coming.
Down on the island, so much was happening. The lost boys felt that it was time for Peter to return to them, and they were out looking for him. The pirates were out looking for the lost boys. The redskins were out looking for the pirates, and the beasts were out looking for the redskins. They were all going round and round with no hope of finding each other because they were all going at the same rate. The pirates were an ugly and deadly crew. You could hear them singing their song. Those pirates were a wicked crew. A more villainous lot never hung in a row on the execution dock. Here is the handsome Italian, Cecco, who cut his name in letters of blood on the back of the governor of the prison at Gao. Whoa! And the gigantic black behind him has gone by many names through the years. He wears pieces of 8 for earrings. And here's Bill Jukes, every inch of him tattooed, the same Bill Jukes who shot Flint on the deck of the Walrus. And here's Cookson, said to be Black Murphy's brother. And here's Gentleman Starkey.
Aye, that's right. They calls me gentleman, 'cause I was once an usher in a public school, and I'm still dainty in my ways of killing.
Over there is Skylights, and here's the Irish boatswain Smee, an oddly genial man. That's so. I stab without offence. There's Noodler, whose hands are fixed on backwards. Oh, and there's Robert Mullins, and Alf Mason, and other ruffians long known and feared on the Spanish Main. And in the midst of them reclined James Hook, the blackest and the largest. He was wicked and handsome, his hair in long dark curls, and eyes as blue as forget-me-nots. He was never more sinister than when he was most polite, which is probably the truest test of breeding.
Captain, I just saw one of those loathsome boys on the trail. I could shoot 'em dead.
Ah, put that pistol away.
What?
It isn't the time.
Oh, but Captain, you hate those boys.
But the sound of the shot would lead the Indians right to us. I'd rather wait until all the boys are together anyway. Most of all, I want the captain, Peter Pan. 'Twas he cut off my arm. I've waited long to shake his hand with this hook.
Oh, and yet I've often heard you say that hook was worth a score of hands for combing the hair and other homely uses.
Aye, if I was a mother, I would pray to have my children born with this instead of that. But Peter flung my arm to a crocodile that happened to be passing by.
I've often noticed your strange dread of crocodiles.
Not
Captain.
of crocodiles, of that one crocodile. It liked my arm so much, me, that it's followed me ever since, from sea to sea and from land to land, licking its lips for the rest of me.
In a way, sir, that's a sort of a compliment.
I want no such compliments. I want Peter Pan, who first gave the brute its taste of me. Me, that crocodile would have had me before this, but by a lucky chance, it swallowed a clock, which goes tick, 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 tick inside it. So before it can reach me, I hear the tick and bolt.
Yes, Captain, yes, but the clock will run down someday, and then he'll get you.
That's the fear that haunts me.
Before that happens, we'll find where those boys hide out. Then you can do away once and for all with Peter Pan.
I'll... Shmee,
Yes.
this seat is hot.
What?
That's Bob's hammer and tongs. I'm burning.
What?
They examined the huge mushroom where Hook had been sitting, and found that when they pulled it, it came up at once, for it had no root. Stranger still, smoke began at once to ascend.
Well, I'll be...
What do you know? A chimney!
They had indeed discovered the chimney of the home under the ground where the lost boys lived. The pirates had never been able to discover the entrance to the secret house because there wasn't just one entrance. Oh, no. Instead, there were in the forest 7 trees with hollow trunks, just large enough for a boy to slip into, and these 7 hollow trunks were the secret entrances to the secret home underground. The boys had thought it a wonderful idea to put a giant mushroom over the chimney to disguise it, and now not only was smoke rising through the chimney, but the boys' voices also.
That's the boys I hear. That's where they live. Under the ground.
Aye, and I heard 'em say that Peter Pan will be home soon.
Look around, Smee.
Aye, Captain.
See those 7 trees? The ones with hollow trunks? I'll wager those are the entrances to this secret home underground.
Honey, I've never noticed those trees before, but I'm sure you're right. Now, why would they have 7 entrances to one house?
The silly moles couldn't see they didn't need a door apiece. That shows they have no mother. Ah, this is a wonderful night. Now they all will die. No!
What is it, Captain?
Do you hear that? It's the crocodile.
Crocodile! Run!
A moment later the boys emerged from their home underground. There was Tootles, kind and sometimes unfortunate, Nibs, gay and debonair, Slightly, who was a bit conceited and loved to whistle and dance, Curly, who was always in trouble, and last were the twins, who can't be described because we can't be sure we're describing the right one.
I do wish Peter would come back. Those pirates are all over the place tonight.
I'm the only one who's not afraid of the pirates, but I do wish Peter would come back and tell us whether he heard anything more about Cinderella. Cinderella? I've been thinking about her. I think my mother must have been just like her. All I remember about my mother is that she often said to Father, "Oh, how I wish I had a checkbook of my own." I don't know what a checkbook is, but I should just love to give my mother one. I'd like to give my mother one, too. I see a wonderful thing in the sky. Look, a great white bird. Wow.
They all looked up. What they were really seeing was a very weary Wendy as Tink led her through the air. Now and then Tink would fly at her and pinch her.
What kind of bird is it, do you think? I don't know, but it looks weary and it keeps moaning poor Wendy. I remember there are birds called Wendy's. See? Here it comes.
Wendy was now just overhead. Tink suddenly flew down to the boys and cried to them wildly.
Hello, Tink. What's that? I understand. She says Peter wants us to shoot the Wendy. Quick, Toodles. You have your bow and arrow. Tink must be trying to tell us that Peter is in danger.
Tootles excitedly fitted the arrow to his bow.
Out of the way, Tink.
He fired, and Wendy fluttered to the ground, an arrow in her breast.
I have shot the Wendy. Peter will be so pleased with me. But this is no bird. I think it must be a lady. A lady!
And we have killed her. Now I see. Peter was bringing her to us.
There goes Tinker. Now why did she say to shoot the Wendy? This was a lady to take care of us at last. You have killed her.
Tootles' face was very white, but there was a dignity about him now that had never been there before.
I get it. When ladies used to come to me in dreams, I said, "Pretty mother, pretty mother." But when at last she really came, I shot her.
He hung his head and moved slowly away.
Don't go. No, don't go, Toodles.
I must. I am so afraid of Peter.
And just at this moment, they heard Peter crowing.
Peter's back. Quick, hide her. Let's all gather around so Peter won't see. Greetings, boys. I'm back. Why don't you cheer? I have great news. I have brought at last a mother for you all. Well, why don't you say anything? Didn't you see her flying this way?
Oh, no. Dear me.
Peter, I'll show her to you. Stand away, everyone.
Peter looked at her, but couldn't decide what to do. He was stunned.
she's dead.
Peter didn't know what to do. He thought of hopping off in a comic sort of way, but somehow he couldn't. He looked at the arrow in her heart. He took it from her heart and faced the boys.
Whose arrow? Mine, Peter. Strike me, Peter. Strike me with the arrow.
Twice Peter raised the arrow, and twice his hand fell.
I can't strike you.
Look, the Wendy lady raised her arm.
Wonderful to relate, Wendy had raised her arm.
Poor Toodles? Listen, I think she said poor Toodles.
She lives.
Then Peter knelt beside her and found his acorn button hanging around her neck on a chain.
See? The arrow struck against this. It's the kiss I gave her. It saved her life.
I remember kisses. Let me see it. Yes, it's a kiss, all right. Listen to Tink. She's crying because Wendy lives.
Then they all told Peter of Tinker Bell's crime.
Listen to me, Tinker Bell. I am no longer your friend. Go away and leave me alone forever.
She flew to his shoulder and begged and pleaded, but he brushed her away. Finally, Wendy raised her arm again, and he relented.
Well, Tink, maybe not forever, but at least for a whole week. What should we do with the Wendy? How can we take care of her?
Let's carry her into the house.
You must not touch her. It would not be sufficiently respectful. But she can't lie out here. She'll die. I know what we'll do. We'll build a house around her. Quick, bring me the best of what we have. Move things out of our house. Come on now, be sharp.
In a flash, they were busy as tailors the night before a wedding. They scurried this way and that, down for bedding, up for firewood, and while they were at it, who should come along but John and Michael.
Come on, John. Come, Michael. Help us build Wendy a house.
For Wendy? She's only a girl. That's why we're all her servants. You? Wendy's servants?
Yes, you are too. Come on now and help.
The astounded brothers were dragged away to work on the house, and soon they too were in the spirit of it. Peter and all the boys worked diligently on the house for hours and hours, until it began to be just the sort of house that a little girl like Wendy would adore. It soon had walls and a roof and a lovely door and pretty windows. After much hard work, they were finished, and the house was beautiful. They all collapsed on the ground around it.
Oh, there's no knocker on the door.
Tootles gave the sole of his shoe, and it made an excellent knocker. At last they thought they were finished.
Oh no, there's no chimney. We must have a chimney.
Yes, it certainly does need a chimney.
At once Peter snatched the hat from John's head, knocked out the bottom, and put it on the roof. Now nothing remained but to knock.
Now look your best. We're going to visit Wendy.
He knocked politely, and they waited. In a moment the door opened, and a lady came out. It was Wendy. They all whipped off their hats. She looked properly surprised, as they had hoped she would look.
Where am I? Wendy, lady, look, we have built this house for you. We hope you're pleased. Oh, please say you're pleased.
Yeah.
It's a lovely, perfectly darling house.
And we are your children. Be our mother, Wendy. Please, be our mother. Please.
Should I?
Yeah.
Of course, it's frightfully fascinating. But you see, I am only a little girl. I don't have any real experience.
That doesn't matter. What we really need is just a nice, motherly person.
Very well. I will do my best.
Good.
Come inside at once, you naughty children. I am sure your feet are damp. And before I put you to bed, I have just time enough to finish the story of Cinderella.
In they went. I don't know how there was room for all of them in the tiny house, but you can squeeze very tight in the Neverland. It was the first of many joyous nights for them. Wendy tucked all the boys into bed, and Peter kept watch, for pirates could be heard outside, and wolves were on the prowl.
Come on, it's morning. Get up, John.
It's so early.
Get up at once. You too, Michael. I've got to measure you two and Wendy for hollow trees.
Is Wendy up?
Yes, of course. Mothers are always up fixing breakfast. Now, come on. Wendy, I'm ready. It's time to measure you for the hollow trees.
They found 3 fine hollow trees at once. Wendy and Michael fitted their trees at first try, but John had to be altered a little. Very soon they could go up and down easily, and how they all grew to love the home underground.
I love living down here. Don't you, Wendy? She loves it all right, Michael. I say, don't you know she's always wanted to be a mother?
You're right. It is what I've always dreamed of. I think this house is very cozy indeed. I love the big fireplace and hanging up the clothes on these clotheslines Peter made for me.
And it's fun sleeping in this giant bed with all the other boys. Yes, I wish I could sleep in a giant bed. I have to sleep in the basket.
Oh, don't complain, Michael. You know you have to be the baby. You're the youngest one, and every family has to have a baby. It isn't so bad, is it?
Oh, I guess not.
That's my good boy. John, do you ever think of our real home and real parents?
Not much, actually. I'm too excited about having adventures with Peter and the boys.
But you do remember our parents in our home, don't you?
I guess so. Do you worry about them?
No, not really. I'm sure our window is still open and that we can fly back whenever we wish. And I suppose we will want to fly back someday.
But Wendy, you have your pet wolf now. I saw you playing with him in the woods. You wouldn't want to leave him, would you?
No. He's very tame and friendly. But it does seem to me that we should remember our home and our parents. Please tell me you'll try.
Oh, all right, I'll try. But I do love it here, Wendy.
Wendy was kept very busy in the underground home. She took good care of the boys. Really, there were whole weeks when she was never above ground. The cooking, I tell you, kept her nose to the pot. And then she had to darn stockings and wash clothes and do the sewing and tuck the boys in every night after telling them a story. Sometimes she said,
"Oh, dear. I'm sure I sometimes think spinsters are to be envied."
but her face beamed when she said it, and she was really very happy. The children often spent long summer days on the lagoon where the mermaids live, swimming or floating or playing mermaid games in the water. You mustn't think from this that the mermaids were friendly. On the contrary, it was among Wendy's lasting regrets that all the time she was on the island she never had a civil word from one of them. But almost every day she and the boys went to the lagoon and played in the water and on the Marooner's Rock.
Boys, children, it's time for our nap. You've just had lunch and you know you must have your naps.
Oh, Mother, can't we play for a while?
Indeed not. Naps must come first. All of you come here on Marooner's Rock and lie down at once. The lovely warm sun will put you to sleep. And when you wake up, you may play again.
They really were most obedient children. They all lay down on the rock and soon were fast asleep. Wendy sat near them, darning a sock, and looking up now and then to see the mermaids swishing about in the water nearby. While she stitched, a change came to the lagoon. The sun went away, and shadows stole across the water, turning it cold.
My goodness, this is strange. Only a moment ago the lagoon was so pretty, and now it seems rather frightening. What's the matter?
Of course, she should have roused the children at once because she sensed danger, and it was becoming cold besides. But she was a young mother, and she didn't know this. It was well for those boys that one among them could sniff danger even in his sleep.
Wendy, something's wrong. I know. It's pirates. Boys, quick, dive! Wendy, into the water!
There was a gleam of legs, and instantly the lagoon seemed deserted. Maruna's rock stood alone in the forbidding waters. At once a boat glided into the lagoon. It was the pirate dinghy, with 3 figures in her, Smee, Starkey, and the third, a captive, the beautiful Indian maiden Tiger Lily. Her hands and ankles were tied. In the gloom, the pirates didn't see the rock until they crashed into it.
Here, Starkey, help me hoist the girl on the rock. There now. Good. When the tide comes in, she'll have a real adventure. Aye. The water'll cover her pretty head once and for all. She'll learn to come spying around the pirate ship.
Quite near the rock, but out of sight, 2 heads were bobbing up and down, Peter's and Wendy's. Wendy was crying, for it was the first tragedy she'd ever seen. Peter was angry. He disliked the pirates intensely. He knew how to do almost anything, and now he imitated the voice of Captain Hook.
Ahoy there, you lubbers!
The captain. He must be swimming out to us.
We're putting the redskin on the rock, Captain.
Set her free!
Free?
Yes! Cut her bones and let her go!
But, Captain, we...
At once, do you hear? Or I'll plunge my hook in you!
Oh,
This is strange.
better do what the captain says, Smee.
Aye.
He cut Tiger Lily's cords. At once, like an eel, she slid between Starkey's legs and into the water. Wendy saw that Peter was proud of himself and was afraid he would crow. But before he could, a loud voice rang out over the lagoon.
Boat ahoy! Boat ahoy!
Suddenly, Peter and Wendy understood. The real Hook was also in the water. He was swimming to the boat. By the light of the boat's lantern, Wendy saw his hook grip the boat's side. She saw his evil, swarthy face as he rose dripping from the water. She wanted to swim away, but Peter wouldn't budge. He was tingling with life. They listened to the pirates.
Captain, is all well? He sighs. He sighs again. And the 3rd time he sighs.
What's wrong, Captain?
The game is up.
What?
Those boys have found a mother.
No. Oh.
Even though Wendy was frightened, she swelled with pride.
Oh, evil day.
What's a mother, Captain?
He doesn't know! Get down!
What was that?
I heard nothing, Captain.
Huh?
As the pirates were looking over the water, they saw a strange sight. It was a large nest floating on the water with the Never bird, sitting on top of it.
See, that is a mother. Oh, what a lesson. The nest must have fallen in the water, but would a mother desert her eggs? No.
There was a break in his voice,
No.
as if for a moment he recalled innocent days. But he brushed away his weakness with his hook.
If she's there, Mother, perhaps she's hanging about here to help Peter.
That's the fear that haunts me.
Captain, couldn't we kidnap these boys' mother and make her our mother?
That is a princely scheme. We will seize the children and carry them to the boat. We will make them walk the plank, and Wendy, she'll be our mother.
Again, Wendy forgot herself and popped up.
Never.
What was that?
They looked over the water again, but they could see nothing.
Do you agree, my bullies?
Aye, Captain.
Where's the redskin?
It's all right, Captain. We let her go.
Let her go! It was your own orders!
You called over the water and told us to let her go.
Brimstone and gall! What's going on here?
Lads, I gave no such order.
It's passing odd.
Spirit that haunts this dark lagoon tonight, do you hear me?
Of course, Peter should have kept quiet, but of course he didn't. He immediately answered, imitating Hook.
Oh, bulbs, hammer, and tongs, I hear you!
There's someone there.
Who are you, stranger? Speak!
I am James Hook, captain of the Jolly Roger.
You're not. No, you're not.
Brimstone and gall. Say that again and I'll cast anchor in you.
If you are Hook, come, tell me, who am I?
A codfish. Only a codfish.
A codfish? Hook, do you have another voice?
I have.
And another name?
Aye,
Vegetable?
No.
Mineral?
No.
Animal?
Yes.
Man?
No.
Boy?
Yes.
Ordinary boy?
No.
Wonderful boy?
Yes.
I can't think of anything else to ask.
Give up? Do you give up?
Yes.
Well, then I am Peter Pan.
In a moment, Hook was completely himself again, and Smee and Starkey had their courage.
Now we have him! Into the water, my lads! Take him dead or alive!
Boy, are you ready? Yes, we're ready. Yes. Then land into the pirates.
The fight was short and sharp. John gallantly climbed onto the boat and held on to Starkey. There was a fierce struggle. John finally forced the cutlass from the pirate's grasp. Starkey jumped into the water and John followed him. Here and there a head bobbed up in the water, and there was a flash of steel followed by a whoop or a cry. And where was Peter all this time? He was seeking bigger game. Hook had climbed onto the rock to breathe, and Peter scaled the other side and found him there.
Aha, there you are, old Hook.
Quick as thought, Peter snatched the knife from Hook's belt and was about to drive it home when he saw that he was higher up on the rock than his foe. It wouldn't have been fair fighting. He gave the pirate a hand to help him up. It was then that Hook bit him.
Ow! You bit me! Pirates aren't supposed to bite!
I'll get you yet, Peter Pan.
and Hook jumped off the rock into the water and swam away while Peter just stood there, amazed at Hook's lack of sportsmanship. A moment later, Hook was thrashing wildly through the water, the crocodile in hot pursuit. Ordinarily, the boys would have cheered at such a sight, but they were feeling uneasy, because they didn't know where Wendy or Peter were. They got out of the water and started for home. But Wendy and Peter were both still on Maroona's Rock. Wendy had fainted in all the excitement, and Peter was exhausted and wounded.
Have the pirates gone? Where are we?
Oh, we're on the rock, Wendy, but it's growing smaller. Soon the water will be over it.
We must go, Peter. Shall we swim or fly?
Do you think you can swim or fly without me?
No, I'm too tired.
Oh.
What is it, Peter?
Oh. I can't help you, Wendy. Hook wounded me. I can't fly or swim.
Oh, do you mean we'll both be drowned?
But something brushed against Peter's face. He looked up and saw it was the tail of Michael's kite. It had torn itself out of Michael's hand and flown away.
Look! Michael's kite. I saw it lift Michael off the ground. It can carry you.
It can carry both of us.
It can't lift two. Come on now. Take hold and I'll tie the tail around you.
No, Peter. That's not fair. Let's draw lots.
And you a lady? Never. There, you go, Wendy.
And he pushed her from the rock, and in a few minutes she was borne out of his sight. He was alone in the lagoon again, the water rising all around him. He could hear the mermaids going to bed in their chambers below.
I don't see how I can save myself this time. I wonder if it will be an adventure to die.
Presently he noticed an odd thing floating on the water, fighting the tide. At first he thought it was a piece of paper, but when it came closer he saw it was the Neverbird. She called out to him that she'd come to save him, and he called out to her what was she doing there, but they couldn't understand each other. Sometimes we read stories where boys and animals understand each other, but I can assure you that it's seldom the case. Not only could Peter and the Neverbird not understand each other, but they forgot their manners.
I want you to get into the nest, and then you can drift ashore. I'm too tired to bring it any nearer, so you must try to swim to it. What are you quacking about? Why don't you let the nest drift as usual? Why are you struggling with it so? I want you to get into the nest and save yourself. Stupid! What are you quacking about? I can't tell what your problem is. You thunder-headed little jay! Why don't you do as I tell you?
Somehow, even though Peter couldn't understand the Neverbird, he felt she was calling him names.
Well, so are you. Shut up! Shut up!
Even though the Neverbird was completely disgusted with Peter, she was determined to save him. She pushed her nest as near to him as possible and then flew off, deserting her eggs so that he would understand.
Oh, well, thank you, Neverbird. I think I know what you mean. And I will be careful with your eggs.
He swam to the nest and got in it and paddled to the shore easily. Anchoring the nest where it would be safe, he ran down the trail to the underground home. Wendy tucked him into bed at once and told him not to be so late again. The next day the boys had a wonderful time, limping around, moaning, and having their arms in slings.
I can tell you boys are enjoying your wounds, but I hope never to meet up with those pirates again.
But it was exciting, wasn't it, Wendy?
I say, Wendy, you must admit it was a fine adventure.
The only good thing I can see about it is that you saved the Indian maiden Tiger Lily. I'm sure the Indians consider you a great hero now, Peter. I know I do.
Once again, life in the underground house settled into a happy and peaceful routine. Wendy told the boys wonderful stories every night, which they loved. Once in a while, she told them the story of Mr. and Mrs. Darling and their 3 children who flew away. It was their favorite. It was good that during this peaceful time, Wendy and Peter and the boys didn't know of the danger awaiting them. One night, at bedtime, Wendy was talking to the boys.
Gather around. It's time for the story.
Yay!
Wonderful.
I can't wait.
What will it be? Now listen. Pay attention. There was once a gentleman.
I wish he'd been a lady. I wish he had been a white rat.
Quiet. There was a lady also, and...
Oh, she's not dead, is she?
Oh, no.
I'm awfully glad. Aren't you glad, John?
Of course I am.
A little less noise there, if you don't mind.
The gentleman's name was Mr. Darling, and the lady was Mrs. Darling.
I like this one.
I knew them. I knew them in person. I think I knew them too.
They were married, and you know what they had?
White rats? It's awfully puzzling.
Quiet, Toodles. They had descendants, 3 of them.
What are descendants?
Well, you are one twin.
Did you hear that, John? I am one.
Descendants are only children.
Now, these 3 children had a faithful nurse called Nana. But Mr. Darling was angry with her and chained her up in the yard, and so all the children flew away.
This is an awfully good story.
They flew away to the Neverland, where the lost children are.
I thought they did. I don't know how I knew, but I knew.
Everyone smiled because they'd all heard the story many times before, and they all loved it except Peter. He disliked stories about mothers.
Oh, Wendy, was one of the lost children called Toodles?
Yes, he was.
I'm in the story, Ned.
Hush. Now, I want you to consider the feelings of the unhappy parents when they discovered their children were gone. They were very, very sad.
It's awfully sad.
Think of the empty beds. If you knew about a mother's love, you would know how sad she was. But the little girl who flew away knew that her mother would always leave the window open for her children to fly back. So they stayed away for years and had a lovely time.
Wendy, you're wrong. I have to say it. You're wrong about mothers.
No, I'm not.
Long ago, I thought like you that my mother would always keep the window open for me. So I stayed away for moons and moons and moons. And then flew back. But the window was barred, for Mother had forgotten all about me. And there was another little boy sleeping in my bed. Oh, Peter, are you sure mothers are like that? Yes. Wendy, let's take Michael and go home.
Yes, let's.
Not tonight.
At once. Perhaps our mother is in mourning by now. Peter, can you make the necessary arrangements?
If you wish it.
Of course, Peter cared very much, but he couldn't let her see it. He left through his hollow tree and went to see the Redskins to ask them to lead Wendy through the woods. Then he arranged with Tinker Bell to lead their flight over the seas. She hated helping Wendy, but she was happy that Wendy was leaving at last. But the boys were most unhappy about Wendy's departure.
Oh, it will be worse than before when you're gone. Oh, we shan't let you go. We shall keep you prisoner. Toodles, I appeal to you. I must go home now. I feel it's time. Wendy, I've asked the Redskins to guide you through the woods, since flying tires you so.
Then Tinker Bell will take you across the sea.
Thank you, Peter. Dear ones, if you will all come with me, I feel almost sure I can get Mother and Father to adopt me.
Hooray! Hooray! Oh, Wendy, I'll come. But won't they think it's rather a handful?
Oh, no. It will only mean having a few beds in the drawing room.
Peter, can we go? All right.
Now, Peter, I'm going to give you your medicine before we leave. Oh, Peter, you look like... Go get your things, Peter.
I'm not going with you, Wendy.
Please, come. I can help you find your mother.
No. Perhaps she would think I was old and I just want always to be a little boy to have fun.
But, Peter...
No!
Listen, everyone. I'm sorry to tell you that Peter isn't coming.
Now then, no fuss. No blubbering. Goodbye, Wendy.
But it was at this moment that the pirates made their surprise attack on the Redskins above ground. The noise was deafening. The boys and Wendy were stunned. Wendy fell on the floor and raised her arms towards Peter. As for Peter, he seized his sword with the lust of battle in his eyes. The air was filled with shouts and cries and the clashing of steel. All the children listened intently.
I hope the Redskins can do away with those miserable pirates. Except for Hook. I want to fight him myself.
Oh, Peter, no! Please, no!
I've waited a long time to get my chance at him. At least the pirates can't get us. They don't know how to get into our house. Besides, they're too big to fit in the hollow trees. Just stay here.
The children listened as the battle raged on. From the sounds, they couldn't tell who was winning. Then suddenly the noise and clatter dimmed. The battle was ended.
Now, listen. If the Redskins have won, they will beat their tom-tom to signify victory. And we will know if it's safe to go above ground. And maybe Hook will still be alive to meet my sword.
But the Redskins hadn't won. Even though some of the pirates had fallen, they were able to beat the Redskins in battle. Smee gloated over the Redskins' victory tom-tom. Ah, this is one drum that'll never beat again. The Redskins are finished on this island. We've smashed them into the ground.
You're wrong there, Smee.
What?
That drum will beat again. In fact, I want you to beat it now.
But this drum is only sounded to tell of a Redskin victory.
Yes, I know. Now beat the tom-tom.
Aye, Captain. Of course, when Peter and Wendy and the children heard the drums beating, they rejoiced, because they knew that the drum meant an Indian victory.
Now, it's safe to go above ground. I hope that Hook's still around for me to finish off. I'll be along later.
The first to emerge from the tree was Curly, and he rose right into the arms of Ketcho, who flung him to Smee and then to Starkey, and on until he fell at the feet of Captain Hook himself. All the boys were plucked from their trees in this manner. A different treatment was accorded to Wendy, who came last.
Good evening, little girl. Please, take my arm.
He talked with such an air that Wendy was too fascinated to cry out. He led her to where the boys were being gagged and tied up. When Hook beheld Slightly, he was most happy. Slightly had been overeating, and had gained weight until he no longer fit his tree. Therefore he had whittled his tree away, and when Hook saw him, he knew that Slightly's tree was one that he would fit into.
Ah, yes, Mr. Slightly. You don't look too comfortable all tied up there, but believe me, I'm happy, most happy to see you. Now then, my laddies, throw these children into that small house and take them away.
And the boys were put in the house that was built for Wendy, and the house was hoisted onto the shoulders of the pirates and carried away.
And now to find Slightly's tree. It shouldn't be difficult. I'll just look for the one with the widest opening. No, not this one. Not this one. Ah! This tree looks just right for Mr. Slightly, and plenty large enough for me. I wonder if Peter's still down there. I wonder what he's doing.
Hook wasn't easily made nervous, but suddenly he found himself wiping his forehead. Then he took off his cape, dropped it to the ground, and entered the tree. He dropped softly into the dark unknown, and waited a few moments to let his eyes become used to the light. There was no sound in the underground house.
I'll just look around very carefully. Ah, this is too easy. There is Peter Pan on the bed, fast asleep.
Hook had found Peter Pan defenseless. He stood silent at the foot of the tree, looking at his enemy. Did he feel no compassion? Oh, Hook was not a totally bad man. He loved flowers, so I've been told, and sweet music. He was himself no mean performer on the harpsichord. And he might have let Peter alone if it hadn't been for one thing.
Oh, that smirk on his face. Even in his sleep, he's cocky. This'll be the end of you, Peter Pan, once and for all.
He looked around, trying to decide just what to do. Then he spied Peter's medicine glass. Peter hadn't taken his medicine because he was mad at Wendy, and he knew that if he didn't take his medicine, it was certain to hurt her. So the glass was still sitting there by the bed, ready for him.
I know just what to do. I'm most fortunate to have in my possession a most dreadful drug. I've blended it from all the poisonous drugs which have come into my possession. I think it just might be the most powerful poison in existence. And now I'll add 5 drops of this to Peter's cup. Ah, he'll never know what hit him. And I'll be rid of Peter Pan forever.
And Hook smiled broadly as he went back up the tree trunk, picked up his cape, and made his way through the woods. Peter slept on. By and by he was awakened by a soft knocking on the door.
Who is it? Who is it?
Oh, Tink. Tink, what is it? What's that? Wendy and the boys have been captured? But I thought the Redskins had beaten the pirates. Where are they now? Oh, I must save them at once. Wendy will hate the pirate ship. Oh, what can I do to make her proud of me? I know. I'll take my medicine. What are you talking about, Tink? This isn't poison. It's my medicine and I'm drinking it.
Tinkerbell frantically flew around and around Peter's head, warning him not to take the medicine. She had heard Hook sneaking through the forest, laughing over his ghastly deed. She knew that Peter should not drink it.
Now stop that, Tink. I'm drinking this. What do you mean Hook poisoned it?
How could he even get down here? Besides, I haven't been asleep. I was just resting.
He raised the glass to his lips, and Tinker Bell swooped down to it and drank it up, every drop, right before his eyes. At once she began to reel and fell to the floor.
Tink! Tink! What's wrong? You've been poisoned. I didn't believe you. What can I do, Tink? Oh, I understand.
Tinker Bell had told Peter that the only way she could be saved from certain death is for children to believe in fairies. Peter looked around desperately. There were no children nearby, but he flung out his arms and addressed all the children in the world.
Children everywhere. Do you believe? Do you believe in fairies?
Tinker Bell still lay quietly and looked very weak.
Children everywhere. Don't let Tink die. Clap your hands if you believe. Do it now.
And many, many children all over the world suddenly clapped their hands. Some didn't, and a few little beasts hissed. The clapping stopped suddenly, but already Tink was saved. First her voice grew strong, and then she was flashing about the room, more merry and impudent than ever.
Oh, Tink, I'm glad you're well. And now to rescue Wendy!
Peter went above ground and crept through the forest redskin style. He couldn't be sure what direction the pirates had taken the children. He knew well that sudden death might be at the very next tree or stalking him from behind, but he was determined and went quickly.
This is it. It's Hook or me this time.
Now he crawled forward like a snake, and again, erect, he darted across a space on which moonlight played. He had his dagger ready. He was frightfully happy. Meanwhile, on the deck of the Jolly Roger, there was much excitement.
This is my hour of triumph. Peter has been removed from the path once and for all. All the other boys are in the brig, ready to walk the plank.
I don't know why I don't feel elated. I think I'm upset because no children love me.
Hook had noticed how all the children loved Smee at once, even though he spoke gruffly to them and hit them with the palm of his hand, because he couldn't bring himself to hit with his fist. The children clung to him. Michael even tried on his glasses. Hook itched to tell Smee the children found him lovable, but that would be too cruel.
Well, now is the moment for those boys to walk the plank. What a sight that'll be. That'll make me feel much better, to be sure. Are all the children chained so they cannot fly away?
Aye, aye, sir.
Then hoist them up.
Aye, aye, sir.
And be quick about it. Ah, look at these wretched prisoners. Line them up in front of me. What a sight you are! Bring up the mother and get the plank ready.
The boys went white as they saw the plank being prepared, but they tried to look brave as Wendy was brought up. Wendy absolutely despised the pirates and their ship, whereas the boys did see some glamour to it. Wendy only thought of it as a filthy ship with dirty men on it.
So, my beauty, you are to see your children walk the plank.
Are they to die?
They are. Silent soul, for a mother's last word to her children.
These are my last words, dear boys. I feel that I have a message to you from your real mothers, and it is this. We hope our sons will die like English gentlemen.
I'm going to do what my mother wants. How about you, Nibs?
Tie her up.
At once, the pirates tied Wendy to the mast. The boys stared at the plank in desperation.
Hook smiled on them with his teeth closed. Then he walked to Wendy.
All right, little mother. I will turn your head so that you can watch these boys of yours walk the plank.
But he never reached her, because suddenly he heard a very loud ticking sound. They all heard it. They all turned to Hook. He crumpled to a heap on the floor.
Oh, Captain, it sounds like the crocodile is about to board the ship.
Hide me, hide me.
Aye, aye, sir.
Immediately the pirates gathered around Hook, and while their backs were turned, Wendy and the boys saw a figure climb aboard the ship. But it wasn't the crocodile at all. It was Peter, ticking just like the crocodile. He motioned to them not to give any sign that they saw him. Then he tiptoed directly to the cabin.
Look, there's the quartermaster. He'll see Peter.
And he did see Peter, but before he could make a sound, Peter struck him with his dagger deep and true, and John caught him before he could make a dying groan.
Ah, there's one down.
Peter tiptoed into the cabin, and the ticking sound ceased. The pirates looked around.
It's gone, Captain. All still again?
Ah, good.
Yes.
Well, here's to Johnny Plank. Let's get on with the festivities. Huh? What's that?
Huh?
It's in the cabin, Jukes. See to it.
Jukes went at once, and in a moment they heard a scuffle and a scream.
There's two.
Shmi, see what's the matter with Jukes.
Aye, aye, sir. Captain! He's dead, sir! Something terrible's in here! That's what's doing this terrible crowing!
Shmi, go back and fetch me that doodle-doo.
Oh, I'd rather not, sir!
Did you say you would be glad to go, Shmi?
And Smee went into the cabin with all the courage he could muster. But in a moment there was another scream and more crowing.
There's three.
2 more pirates went in and never came out.
There's 4 and there's 5.
I'll bring out that doodle-doo myself. Look at this. I went in and something mysterious blew out my lantern.
Maybe it's an evil spirit. Did you get a look at him?
Did he have a tail?
I know what to do. Open the cabin door and drive the boys in.
Aye, aye, sir.
Let them fight the doodle-doo for their lives.
Aye, aye, sir.
If they kill them, so much the better.
The boys, pretending to struggle, were pushed into the cabin. The door was closed on them. In the cabin, Peter had been searching for the key which would unlock the chains binding the boys. He had found it. Quickly he set them free of their manacles, and now they all stole forth armed with such weapons as they could find. The pirates, full of fear, had backed far away from the cabin, and it was easy for Peter to sneak out and free Wendy.
Hurry, Peter. Let's fly away.
I can't, Wendy. It's Hook or me this time. Go hide with the others.
When the pirates heard the crowing, they shook in their shoes. Hook tried at once to hearten his men.
Lads, I know what's wrong. It's the girl.
Aye, aye.
Never was luck on a pirate ship with a woman on board.
No, you're right, sir.
We'll be all right when she's gone.
Fling her overboard,
We
sir.
shall. There's none can save her now.
There's one.
Who's that?
Peter Pan.
In a twinkling, the pirates rushed at Peter and the boys rushed at the pirates. Had the pirates stayed together, it's certain they could have won. But they were separated and afraid, and the boys were brave and strong. Some of the pirates fell and some jumped into the sea. Finally, only Hook was left. The boys circled him.
Put up your swords, boys. This man is mine.
So, Pan, this is all you're doing. Proud and insolent youth, prepare to meet your doom.
Without words, they fell to fighting with swords. Peter was a superb swordsman.
Hook had the advantage of height and weight, and he too was an expert. The swords clanked together as Hook and Peter thrust at each other. At last, Hook tried to close in and get Peter with his iron claw, but Peter doubled under it and, lunging fiercely, pierced him in the ribs.
You blackguard!
Pick up your sword, Hook. Or are you really finished?
Pan. Who and what art thou?
I'm youth. I'm joy. Come, Hook. Are you fighting or not?
Hook fought now with all the energy he possessed. Every sweep of that terrible sword would have severed in twain any man or boy, but Peter fluttered around him as if the very wind blew him out of the danger zone. Finally, Hook rushed into the powder magazine and fired it.
In 2 minutes, the ship will be blown to pieces!
Not if I can help it!
And Peter issued from the powder magazine with the shell in his hands and calmly flung it overboard. Hook was staggering now. The boys flew around him.
You're finished now, Hook. Peter's got you now, Hook.
Peter flew at Hook with his dagger poised, and Hook jumped at once into the sea. He didn't know that the crocodile was waiting for him, for the clock had stopped ticking. The crocodile smiled as he saw that Hook was to finally be his long-awaited lunch. And that was the end of James Hook.
Hearts are gone! Yay! The Jolly Roger is ours! Yay! We can be pirates! Yay!
Yeah! And I am the captain!
Hooray! We're pirates! We're pirates! We'll sail the seven seas! That's fine for tomorrow, boys. But tonight you have to get to bed. It's very late. I'll tuck you into your bunks.
For a few moons they played at being pirates. Peter was a stern but glorious captain. The boys all chose pirate names. They had a wonderful time. But Wendy didn't forget that it was time to go home. And the day soon came when Wendy, John, and Michael flew through the air, led by Peter and Tink, and followed by the lost boys, towards the home of the Darling family.
Aren't you excited to see Mother and Father again? I wish we could fly faster. Do you really think they've left the window open for us, Wendy? I'm certain of it, John. Don't worry.
Peter, however, was still bitter about Wendy leaving him. He and Tink flew quickly, far ahead of the others, and before long they were near the Darling house.
Quick, Tink, see if the window is open. It is? Well, shut it and bolt it, Tink. Then Wendy can't go home. She'll see what mothers are really about.
Of course, Tink didn't want Wendy to stay in Neverland, but she was afraid of Peter's becoming angry, so she did as he requested. Peter flew up to the window.
Look, Tink. There's Wendy's mother. She's a pretty lady, but not so pretty as my mother. She'll never see Wendy again, for the window is barred.
Of course, Peter knew nothing at all about his mother, but he liked to brag about her all the same. And right while he was dancing around, giggling over the trick he was playing on Wendy, he saw that Mrs. Darling had laid her head on the sewing box, and the 2 tears were falling down her cheeks.
She wants me to unbar the window, but I won't. She's awfully fond of Wendy, but so am I. We can't both have her, lady. Oh, all right.
I guess I'll have to let Wendy go home. Here, Tink. Help me with this window. All right. There it is. Come on, Tink, let's go. We don't want any silly mothers.
And so Wendy and John and Michael found the window open for them after all. They dropped to the floor, quite unashamed of themselves.
John, I think I've been here before.
Of course you have, silly. It's home. There's your bed.
Let's find Mother. Oh, there she is.
Mrs. Darling didn't hear them come in, and when she looked up and saw them standing there, she thought it was a dream.
Why, you look just like Wendy. Oh, and that's John and Michael. Oh, I wish so that you were real and not a dream.
We are real, Mother. We've come home. We're so happy you left the window open for us.
Oh, my dears. Oh, my most wonderful dears. Oh, let me take you in my arms. Oh, I'm so happy you've come home at last. George, Nana, come quickly.
Mr. Darling and Nana, who had become good friends since the children had been gone, came in at once and were very surprised and happy to see Wendy, John, and Michael. After all the kissing and hugging, Wendy told them she had a wonderful surprise for them, and she called the lost boys to come in. They were waiting patiently downstairs because they felt that coming in through the window would make a poor impression.
Now line up here in front of Mother and Father and Nana. I want them to see how handsome you are. Mother and Father, I hope you will adopt these lost boys, for they have no home.
Oh, of course we will have them. Won't we, George?
I must say, Wendy, that you certainly don't do things by halves. 6 is a rather large number.
Do you think we'll be too much of a handful, sir?
'Cause if so, we can go away.
Father,
We could lie doubled up.
I always cut their hair myself.
George, of course we will take them.
And at last Mr. Darling smiled and said he would be happy to have them. So Wendy and John and Michael and all the lost boys lived and grew up together in the Darling house. Wendy grew to be a beautiful lady and was married, and after a while had a daughter of her own, named Jane. She almost forgot about Peter Pan, except for once in a while, when he would dance around in the corners of her mind. Then, one day, Wendy was sitting in Jane's nursery by the fire, mending. Jane was asleep in her bed. Suddenly, the nursery window blew open, and there was Peter.
Hello, Wendy.
Oh, Peter, I'm happy to see you.
Is that Michael asleep over there?
No, that's Jane. She's a little girl.
Well, are you ready to fly?
Oh, Peter, I can't fly. I've forgotten how.
I'll soon teach you again.
Oh, Peter, don't waste the fairy dust on me.
She stood and turned up the light. Peter gasped as he saw that she was a tall and beautiful creature.
What is it? What's wrong?
I am old, Peter. I am ever so much more than 20. I grew up long ago. I'm married, and the little girl in the bed is my baby.
No, she's not. No.
Boy, why are you crying?
Hello.
Hello.
My name is Peter Pan. I came back for my mother to take her to the Neverland.
I know. I've been waiting for you.
Wendy walked over to the bed and stood looking down on them.
See? Wendy, this is my mother.
He does so need a mother.
I know.
No one knows it so well as I.
Then we must be off. Goodbye.
He rose into the air, and Jane rose with him. It was already her easiest way of moving about. Wendy rushed to the window.
No! No! I can't let you go!
It's just for a while, Mother. I'll just stay for a while.
If only I could go with you.
But Mother, you can't fly.
Of course, in the end, Wendy let them fly away together. Our last glimpse of her shows her at the window, watching them as they went up, up, far, far into the sky, until they were as small as stars.